Welcome, everybody, back after a couple weeks off to another episode of the Nightcap. I'm your host, Levi Stevenson, joined once again by Matthias Schwarzkopf and our child producer, Aiden Wyatt. Josh Lenz is still off on baby duty, so he's a little just going down. He's cleaning up lots of diapers and good stuff. So instead of having to put us on his back all the time,
never-ending diaper battle.
Yeah. Well, how's it going, guys? It's been a couple weeks since we've been up on here.
I think it's been like a full month.
Is it? No, it hasn't.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a minute. Has it really been a month?
June 22nd.
That was the last episode?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
People forget.
That was Keith Murphy?
I think. Might have been the week after that. I don't know.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Pretty sure it was the week after that because I was saying that we only took like 2 Tuesdays off. I don't know. Anyways, it's been a minute. And we're happy to be back, especially because we're happy to be back because we have another special guest today, former Iowa State softball player, Sami Williams. How's it going, Sami?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. We wanted to touch base with you because obviously you had an outstanding career at Iowa State, and so we wanted to touch base with the GOAT of Iowa State softball and check in on what's going on. Before we do
is it okay if we call you the GOAT of Iowa
Can we
State
do that?
softball?
Is that a thing? Is it weird to be called that?
It is a little weird, but I mean, it's not the first time I've been called it, so I'm getting used to it a little more.
Yeah. Is it weird because you're like, don't call me that kind of thing?
No, I think it's just like, I think people say it like more casually now, but like when you kind of think of it, you're like, oh, that's a lot to say. But like it gets thrown around a lot now, so
yeah, it doesn't. The term probably has lost a tad bit of luster in the last couple of years since it's got, but still a good compliment, and a fitting compliment. But anyways, before we get into talking to Sam, we should say thank you to our sponsors at South Bar and Grill and Ames. They've been great friends with us for a long time. Right now they're doing their Taco Tuesday specials. They've still got Burger Wednesday. Their FAC specials. They've got 11 to 3 every single day. It's $8 unlimited, $8 all you can eat tacos from 11 to 3 every single day. If I can talk sometimes. We got great drink specials. And then don't forget August 7th, Saturday, which is a Saturday night, we're having our party, kind of what was supposed to be a 10th anniversary party 2 Mays ago.
Second annual.
Yeah, second annual 10th anniversary party. It's really like an 11 and a half anniversary party. But anyways, we're having that. We'll have a lot of the Wide Right crew there. We'll have some prizes, including some shirts and some hats. And then we got a big AHF beer pong set. Got a table and balls and cups and everything. It's crazy. So we'll be out there. You guys can come out and hang out and have a drink with us. We'll have our special AHF mugs there as well, which is a mug night mug. But you can get you can fill that baby up with Busch Light for $4 anytime you want. You can walk in there for your 11 o'clock tacos and fill that baby up for $4. So hang out if you can. Make out that Saturday. Come out, hang with us out at Stott's Bar and Grill in Ames. All right, so Sami, first let's get kind of everybody caught up since you left Iowa State. What have you been up to all summer?
It's been a pretty busy summer so far. I've kind of traveled all over the place. Let me think. Okay, so it started off, I went to Florida to watch my brother play with the USA baseball team. Was there for about a week, made it back to Ames, was ready to like relax for a week before heading out to LA. And he got called up to the big leagues. So almost my whole family flew out to Philly to go watch him play. So I was there for 3 days, then went straight to LA, then went down to Mexico City to play on a pickup pro team and play the Mexican national team. Then I went back to LA, got to watch the Phillies at the Dodgers for 3 days, and then came back to Iowa, took about a week to, recollect, do some laundry, repack. And now I've been down in Florida for a month coaching a summer ball team in the Florida Gulf Coast League.
Frequent flyer miles.
You've been racking up frequent flyer points. Pretty recently.
Definitely been racking them up. Oh, actually, I did stop in Indiana for 3 days too to play last week, so added that one to the miles.
Just everywhere. You're trying to visit all 50 states this summer yet?
Yeah.
So, I guess one thing too that we all saw is like right after I think it was right after the season got over, is you got drafted into an Athletes Unlimited. If you, since it's a brand new thing, I don't know if you want to kind of run through what it is, because we're talking about a little bit, but it's pretty interesting, pretty interesting concept.
Yeah. So last year was their first year, and softball was their first sport that they debuted. And so basically, it's kind of like a fantasy sports type setup where each player earns individual points for their performance. And then at the end of the season, the players, earn bonuses based on like where they're ranked in their total points. And then like the leader in points is ranked as, or named like the champion. And then each week, the 4 players with the most points redraft teams. So basically there's 4 teams in the league, and they get redrafted every week. So you can play with new people, kind of even it out, or, some people, I guess, can stay with the same people for most of the season, but it's a pretty cool setup. And I think it's really unique. And then they also have volleyball and lacrosse this year.
Are they kind of sticking with those 3 sports for a little bit? Are they planning on adding more, or?
I don't know. I think they're planning on adding more. But I haven't heard of any. There's no rumors of like what the next sport will be yet.
Yeah, so. You're not in tight with administration or anything necessarily. Okay, fair enough.
So is this thing has it started yet, or is it going to start, or what's the time frame on that? Like how long does it last to kind of that?
Yeah, so the first game is August 28th in Rosemont, Illinois, and then the whole season is played in Rosemont, and it's a 5-week season. So each team will play 15 games.
Jeez.
Are these available on TV at all if we wanted to watch?
Yeah, I think they are. I'm not exactly sure what channels they're on, but I know you can find the game schedule online with like what channels and
I wonder if it's
or like if they're streamed. Yeah. I know last year for the first season, a lot of the games were on ESPN, but I think they've shifted to like other television networks for this season.
So let's kind of take this back to your start of your Iowa State career. And I'm not 100% familiar with softball recruiting and things like that, so I don't know what your offers were like before coming to Iowa State. But what was the driving factor for you to choose Iowa State and come here? I mean, I don't. What were your other offers too that you had to decide from? If you want to dive in on those too.
Yeah, I committed my sophomore year of high school, back before like early recruiting rules came into place, and now I don't think you can commit until like your junior or senior year. But back then that was considered like late to commit, and like for like most of like the Power 5 schools and stuff. And so I really only had like serious offers from Fresno State and Iowa State. And I visited both, and I visited Iowa State in October. And so like all the leaves were changing on campus, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the prettiest school I've ever seen. Like, got to go to a football game, and it was packed. And like,
you just showed up at all the right time, didn't you?
Yeah, it was great. And it was a little chilly, but they let me borrow a coat. So I was like, all right, I'm good.
I let you borrow a coat.
Yeah. And so it was really fun. And I just really liked the school, and I knew I'd probably end up in like an engineering program, and, I knew Iowa State had a great engineering program. So it just felt like it was a really good fit, and it was somewhere where I could see myself, like going to the school and like liking the school, even if like softball didn't work out.
So if, you had to talk to somebody right now that is in the process of being a softball recruit, and they're on the fence of where to go, maybe Iowa State's one of their offers. And I know you're probably not going to talk to them directly, but if say figuratively they're listening right now, what would be something you would tell them about Iowa State and why they should choose Iowa State softball, and especially for, the future of Iowa State softball?
Yeah. I mean, I was someone coming into college too, where I was like, I think I'd be happy like anywhere I went, as long as I got to play and like, go to school and stuff. And so I think just like the program that we've built throughout the years is like a program that's serious and like wants to get better and wants to win. And if you're a player that, wants to get better every day and wants to be part of something like bigger than, just playing softball, I guess, like somewhere where you're going to grow as like a human being and like as a professional, I think it's a great school. And like the athletics just as a whole is like really fun to be a part of and to be able to like support other athletes. And then you see them like at your games. And so it's really fun just to be a part of that community, and the community in Ames in general is just like such a great college town.
Yeah. So, go ahead. Levi, look like you were going to say something.
Well, I was wondering because you're from like way Southern California, like south of Southern California, and so like what was your like? I gotta ask, what was your first Iowa winter? How did you handle the first Iowa winter?
My first one wasn't that bad because like we got the nice coats. I got some hats, gloves, everything, and actually our coach freshman year. We had a different coach than we do now. And one of her team rules was if it's below 32 degrees, you have to have your ears covered and your hands covered. You have to have gloves on. So I was like, I was never cold because like, I feel like too at the end of winter, like once it's turning into spring, like 32 is warm. So I was like sweating going to class.
Yeah, it's like t-shirt and shorts weather once it gets above freezing. And you're like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. So like the first one wasn't too bad, but I think it was 2019 or it was either 2018 or it was 2019 when the polar vortex went through.
Yep.
That one was brutal. That one I was like, I don't know if I could do this much longer. Like
that one was even a little bit cold for us up here. It's kind of chilly outside.
Yeah, my car battery died and I just had to leave it until it got warm enough to like
just
defrost
screw
and,
it.
get back into my car. Yeah, and then I ended up like changing the battery myself because I was like, oh, I could do this. It took like 2 hours. I didn't have the right tools. It was actually like in the Jacobson parking lot by the football field. And we're like changing it. And I was like following a YouTube video and we like I have a Ford Escape. So you have to like take stuff out to like get to the battery.
Oh yeah.
And we finally get down to that. And like the YouTube video didn't tell me that I needed, I can't remember, the wrenches that like, they have the attachments like that and you like crank them, whatever they're called. Yeah, socket wrenches. And this like football player just like walks out of like the football facility and he's like, do you guys need help? And I'm like, do you have socket wrenches by chance? And he's like, actually, yeah. Pulls out like a whole case of socket wrenches out of his trunk. And so we were able to like use that. And then when I went to like swap out my battery, I just picked up an actual one. So he didn't have to like stay around while we like struggled with the battery. But it was pretty funny. But yeah, that winter was definitely the toughest. But I'm here to, tell the story of it. So obviously made it through.
I always like hearing the first winter stories from people that grew up, down south or something like that, or somewhere south, somewhere warmer or whatever. Yeah. And they come up and like I've heard of people, kids that came up from Texas, wherever, and they just didn't own coats. Yeah. So they comes. I was like, oh, poor kid.
Yeah, I actually like didn't really have sweatpants either. Now I like live in sweatpants.
Dude, sweatpants are the best.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because my parents are from. Well, I was born in Illinois, and my parents were both born in Illinois. My dad grew up in Wisconsin. My mom moved out to Wisconsin when she was in like high school. So like they've been in the Midwest and like they know the winters, but like they've been out in California for so long that they're like try to avoid the winter. Yeah. And they came to visit like end of 2019. Yeah. Going into 2020. Wait, so maybe this wasn't the right winter because it wasn't that cold when they came to visit, but it was for like my graduation and they were saying how cold it was the whole time. And it really wasn't that bad of a week that they were there. So it was just kind of funny.
Well, the thing about Iowa winters is you can go from like -20 to like 72 in a matter of a week. So
like it'll be like -30 overnight, and then like a day and a half later it'll be like in the 50s at lunchtime.
There's a fair chance they did show up in some good weather. Yeah. But then like 4 days later it was probably like -20.
Yeah, there's always that tease where you like think like maybe winter's over, and then
there's pre-spring. There's always a pre-spring in late January, early February, where you're like, oh man, winter's done earlier this year, and then you like go out golfing one time, and then it just goes back down below zero, and you're just like, this sucks.
And you get 10 inches of snow.
Yeah, it always happens.
It's ridiculous.
We love it here.
Yeah, I did fall down my stairs. That's like the one time I've like really slipped on ice I was going down my stairs from my like townhouse and just totally ate it like through the garbage, like going down the steps.
I did that once this past winter. I was walking. There's a Casey's like 2 blocks away from my house, and I just walked down because I was working from home at the time, and I walked down just to grab a slice of breakfast pizza. And I was walking back, and I slipped like straight up, like banana peel cartoon style. And my pizza went straight up in the air, and then came down and speared straight down into a snowbank. And I was like, "That's not even possible."
Did you walk back and get another piece of pizza?
Nah, I just picked it out of the snowbank and ate it. I mean, why would I go back and get another piece of pizza?
That's fair. That's fair.
It just happened. I was like, I hope everybody saw that because it was hilarious.
Well,
but anyways,
I guess if you in terms of other than snow and cold and things you're gonna remember from Iowa State, but the biggest thing that you would take away from your career at Iowa State, what's the one thing that you'll always remember?
Definitely.
I mean, there's so many probably.
Yeah,
but...
I mean, there's a lot. Like, obviously, I was here for 5 years, so you make a lot of great memories. You meet a lot of great people, but definitely just making postseason this last year. I mean, like, it was just such a hard year for everyone, especially like the season being canceled the year before, and then having to deal with all the different restrictions in the fall and spring, and being a little on edge during season, just like hoping no one gets COVID and stuff. And so we went the whole season without a positive case and ended up making postseason, made a run in the regionals, and it was just a lot of fun. And like, I mean, you look back at like the finishes, the like end of seasons, previous years, and it feels, I think, good and like complete to kind of like look back and be like, okay, like, this team improved while I was here, and I feel like I left a good mark on it and left it better than it came into it.
So what do you think was the turning point that like something just clicked and then Iowa State softball just turned on the jets and is, kind of a wrecking force now, but what was the turning point for you guys?
I don't know. I feel like it builds up throughout the years. Obviously, this year I kind of just felt like everyone wanted to be there, and like everyone wanted to do their best and like, wanted us to be a competitive team. And like, I don't think that was the case every year before. And like, I think with COVID this year too, it really like just showed that everyone who was there like really wanted to be there, because if they didn't want to be there, then they wouldn't, because there were just so many restrictions. It's not worth it if you don't want to be there. So, but I think, that was a difference. And it, it's hard for those players who were so bought in, like in years past, I've texted a lot of them, just been like, I wish you could have played with this team because, it's so different and like everyone gets along so well on the field, and, people aren't scared to hold each other accountable, and people respect that when you do. And that wasn't always the case. So.
And I was going to add, did part of that come about because of Jamie Pinkerton coming on staff in the middle of your career? Or what has he meant to the program? Yeah,
I think like Coach Pink and the staff have really tried to not enforce, but like I think they can like see people and know if they're going to be like, energy suckers in the program, or if they're going to be able to like help the program. And, I think they've done a really great job of recruiting players who want to be there and who want to compete. And it's been really exciting to just see, classes come in and have that energy. And unfortunately, like, it's not always like, not every program is going to be a great fit for every person. Like, that's just, it's like people, like, you're not going to love everyone you meet. And so I think just finding the people who were the right fit for our program has really helped throughout the years.
Yeah, you hate to relate everything back to football, but it is a common example that everybody knows. But like, did you see a culture shift, like kind of like we've been hearing about with the football program, with the change in the 5-star culture type of thing, and those culture changes? Is that kind of the thing? That's what shifted. You're saying? Yeah, and I think it's definitely, excuse me, a lot of like player driven too. Just like, I think it's something like the coaches always wanted me to be more vocal within the team, and that was really hard for me when I was younger. And like, I didn't want to, like, I remember having an end of the year meeting after my sophomore year, and I was just like crying because I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to be the person who has to tell people like no, or like feel like I'm stepping on toes. And like, I think part of that was just like there were people who couldn't take feedback from people, and so it made like
obviously I'm not always right either. Like I'm not going to say everything right to people. And now I think we have players who understand that. Like obviously no one's going to be able to like say something right every time. And I don't feel as nervous to like, try to hold someone accountable if I know that they're going to like respect that. And like, I think it's just a reciprocal thing too. Like people aren't afraid. Well, I wouldn't say everyone, but like I've definitely had more people come up to me this year and be like, hey, like when you do this, could you try to, say it this way instead? And I'm like, yeah, definitely. Like I appreciate you coming to me with that feedback. Cause like, otherwise I'm just like not going to know, or I'm going to think this person's mad at me forever. And, I think it's just a very like dynamic thing within the team. And I hope that like carries on as I go. So
do you think that was kind of your biggest point of personal growth throughout your career is learning how to be a leader and how to step up and how to help people?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think my freshman year and sophomore year, it was really like I was trying to be the best I could be. And so I was like really focused on myself and like focused on how hard like I could work. And, I kind of didn't like bring people with me. It was just kind of like trying to like keep my head down and like do what I can, because I didn't like speaking up or like saying things. And, I kind of had to get through that and like deal with the hardships that come with that and the uncomfortability. And like, when you make mistakes, that's how you learn. And so that was, I think, like going through all that and like learning more. And then after I had surgery, I had like a hard time with that. That was going into my like true senior year. So going into the 2019 fall season, I had surgery and I like really struggled with that. And I think that like helped me take a step back and realize like, okay, I don't need to be like, go, go, go all the time. And like, not everyone's going to be go, go, go all the time just because like, I want to be that way. Yeah. And I think that just like helped me kind of figure out a new point of leadership and more like, I don't know what the word I'm thinking of, but like just more compassionate. Like I took a second to like,
empathetic.
Yeah. Empathy. Like I took a second to like realize like, okay, people actually go through like really hard things. And like, just because I'm not going through that doesn't mean that like, they're going to be able to do like, or like be go, 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 like all the time, like I wanted to be. So I think that really helped. And then just like, let me take a second to be like, okay, I need to focus more on the people around me and trying to like check in with them and make sure people are like doing well on the outside so that they can bring like everything that they can into the team and into the sport.
Well, I mean, I know. So I'm trying to think here. So you got first team All-American. I'm trying to read down. I mean, the list of accolades is just long.
It's too long to read on the fly.
Yeah. So I mean, your first team All-American. You guys, you go and make the regionals. You win some there. Obviously, the loss to Missouri happens, but. What does the future of Iowa State softball look like? I mean, just from, a lot of us, the casual fans that just got caught on to Iowa State softball this year, now they're interested in the future, but they may not know what's, coming up, behind you and what you've left. But what does the future hold for Iowa State softball? Or in your eyes, what does it hold?
I have really high hopes, I think, for Iowa State softball and just like the players that I got to play with this year. Like we had a lot of freshmen starting, and like I think back to when I was a freshman and like how much growth I've had since then. And it's like, it's really exciting to just see like how good some of these players are going to be. And, I'm excited to keep watching them and, hopefully keep in touch and be able to come out and watch some games. But I'm definitely excited for it. And I think the coaching staff is great, and they, know what to look for what like we're trying to do at Iowa State.
So who would you peg as some breakout candidates that we should keep our eye on for next year?
Michaela Ramos. I wouldn't say like any of these are underrated. Like they've all kind of, gotten a little bit of
sure
notice this year.
For the new fans that are just kind of jumping in, who do we need to
Michaela Ramos has always been a great power hitter behind me. And, I love having her come up after me because I always feel so comfortable if I'm on the base. Like every time I'm on first when she's up to bat, I'm like, I'm planning on going first to home. Like, I hope, she hits a gapper, and I just keep going. Like, I'm like, Coach Pink, like, you got me. I'm going unless you tell me to stop. But yeah, no, she's a 2 years younger than, wait, no, I think she's a year younger than me. So she has one more. No, she's 2 years younger than me. So she has 2 years left. Both the Spellhog sisters are just great athletes and super competitive. And I think that they're going to be great. And they were COVID freshmen this year. And then just the freshman class in general, I feel like they have a lot of talent, and I'm excited for them. And Malaysia Ochoa was one of the players who played a huge role this year. And she is a very nice swing lefty. So it's really fun watching her. And, she's a triple threat. She can drop a bunt, slap, hit for power. So I'm really excited to see her, like, learn a little bit more about herself and figure out, like, how to, stay more consistent. And, like, that's something I had to figure out throughout the years. I was just, like, wanted to hit every at bat. And I wasn't, like, thinking more about pitches that, like, I could hit well. I was just like, oh, I could hit that. And then, you end up getting yourself out, or you're, like, hitting more, like, singles and stuff like that, until you figure out, like, what pitches you can really do damage on. And I think that's what kind of elevated my game. So looking forward to seeing them, learn more about themselves and keep getting better.
So you've talked about a little bit about early in your career and how you developed as a player. So I've heard that early in your career, you kind of had some nerves, and then you turned it into fun. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I, like, going into college, I knew that I struggled on defense, and I just, like, I got so nervous out there. And my freshman year, I started every game at second, and just, like, booted a lot of balls, threw a lot of balls away. And then transitioning over to short my sophomore year, like, same thing happened. I was, like, making a ton of errors and just felt, like, so uncomfortable. And it was just so different than how I felt in the box. And I was, like, trying all these things to, like, calm down and, like, breathing. And I was, like, focused so much on, like, trying to get myself to calm down and, like, not feel nerves that it would, like, make it worse. And so tried a bunch of stuff. Saw the sports psych, like, pretty sure he hypnotized me, like, one night and wouldn't play the next weekend. And, like, I was feeling nerves, and I, like, said the word that he was saying. It was, like, flow, like, said it in my head, and, like, just, like, instantly heart rate dropped. But it wore off really quickly. Like, it was something that worked for me for a weekend, but I didn't feel like it was something, like, sustainable. But yeah, one of my coaches one day was just like, so what do you feel when you're, like, nervous out there? And I'm like, well, I get butterflies. Like, I feel like my heart rate is quickening, and then I get really stiff. So it's, like, hard for me to, like, be fluid on defense and stuff. And she was saying, like, all those emotions and, like, feelings that you feel, like, would you say that they're, like, the same as just being excited? And I was like, I mean, I guess so. Like, I guess you could think about it that way. And she was like, just try it out. Like, just try it and think, like, I'm just excited. Like, I'm happy to be here. This means something to me. And, like, that's why I'm feeling this way. And so I like, tried it in practice. And, like, it was one of those things where it was like, I wasn't trying to get the feelings to go away. I was just, like, accepting them, and then they went away because I wasn't, like, thinking about it so much. And so, like, now I just think, like, when I start to, like, feel that way, I start to, like, smile because I'm like, this, like, means something, and this is important to me, and, like, I love being out here, and that's why, like, I'm having these feelings. So that was something that I think was huge for me on defense, and I accredit, like, all of my improvement on defense to that, and that, like, ability to just, like, refocus those emotions.
So now we talked about fun on the field. Let's talk about fun off the field. Gotta ask about the ISU Softball TikTok.
Yeah, I haven't been, like, a huge part of most of those. Leah Nelson, shout out Leah Nelson. She's kind of the content creator for the TikTok, I think. And so, she makes most of the content, but I like to, watch them every once in a while.
Yeah. Are they still running that TikTok there, Aiden?
Oh, yeah. I don't know when the last post was.
Yeah, I think it's been a while. Probably because like we're not there.
May 27th was the last post.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some more content in the fall.
Most popular one has 121,000 views.
Boom.
Is that the first one?
Second one.
Second one.
You have it pulled up there, Aiden?
Yep.
How about that? Look at this.
I think it's a BP video, if I remember correctly. I might be pitching in it.
While he's pulling that up, who's the hardest pitcher on the team to hit off of?
Well, like for me and my tendencies, I'd say Ellie Spellhog's the hardest for me to hit off of. But we have a lot of other, like most of our other pitchers, I'd say, are up pitchers besides Shannon, and I like the ball more up. So that's why I'd say that.
So who throws the fastest?
Ellie.
What's her speed?
She throws I think she hits around low 70s to high 60s, I think. Can't say I've like put the gun to her, so I don't really know specifically, but I'm pretty sure that's
fast enough.
Yeah. I stand in the back of the box if that says anything.
Yeah.
No, for a fact, I ain't coming anywhere near hitting that thing. Huh? I ain't gonna happen.
I think
even get off a tee.
I saw a video of some of the wrestlers trying to hit off her. It was pretty
really?
funny. I don't think any of them touched it. So.
Now I need to see that video.
Yeah,
I know. I don't think they posted it. Like they should have put that on the TikTok. That would have been funny. But I think that was just on a Snapchat.
That's like one. Yeah, we won't post this to embarrass you guys. We'll just save that one.
We don't want to give the wrestling team too much bad press.
I mean, I would have laughed.
Nah, I would have been pretty funny.
All right,
Aiden,
people ready for that TikTok?
You got the TikTok? See what you got. Oh, we don't have sound, Aiden.
No sound.
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
These are all our coaches.
Smoked it. Feels like that's really close to be throwing BP from. Like, we got here a nice little bump practice.
I just like how he's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna bunt this.
I snapped it in half. Was that pre-broken bat or not a pre-broken?
Yeah, it was pre-broken.
Damn.
I was like, geez.
I don't think anyone's gonna be doing that.
Like, I am not going to softball practice anytime.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wouldn't want to piss off Jamie. Wouldn't want to do anything wrong on that one. I don't even know how you would break an aluminum bat like that.
Yeah.
Like,
no. One of the girls broke it hitting and hit a ball off the end of her bat or something and cracked it. So we thought it'd be funny.
There you go.
Like, geez.
This
guy's a stud.
Just ripping metal bats in half now.
So on the subject of Coach Pink, so he kind of made a comment about you saying how you're kind of like the well-rounded student athlete, saying that he's had athletes on his team that were all-American players but not very good teammates, or maybe they're good players, not great students. What does it mean to you for him to say that you might be the most well-rounded athlete that he's ever coached?
I mean, it means a lot. Like, he's obviously been coaching for a long time, and I mean, it's just like, I think being like a great teammate is obviously like the best compliment you can get as a player and like as a teammate. And so it means a lot. And I think it kind of, I guess, like, it feels like it's like a goal reached, like when you hear that, just because it's like something I've always wanted to do, is just be like a great student and, you know, be able to perform well for the team and to be able to like build something and leave a legacy behind.
Is it, I mean, I think we talked about this before, but is it, you know, how on a scale of 1 to like 10, how weird is it to like have like people talked about you in like such a big light? And, you know, And I know a lot of athletes are just like, yeah, okay, well, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do kind of thing and helping the team win and things like that. But I mean, your name is always going to be mentioned for the history of Iowa State softball. Your name's always going to get brought up. So, I mean, what's that like? I mean, it's still fresh, at least a little bit for you too. Cause you just left, you just graduated kind of thing. And, forever people are always going to be talking about you.
Yeah. I mean, if you asked me that 2 years ago, I could not take a compliment for the life of me. Like, I was just so embarrassed, or like, it felt like getting compliments like that was like added pressure to like perform better. But I think just growing into it and like being more comfortable with myself, like it feels good to like hear things like that. And I think obviously coming into my career at Iowa State, I wasn't expecting to do it as well as I did. And I, was just expecting to like work hard and hopefully perform well. And, always one of my goals was to be an All-American. So it's been really exciting to earn that this year.
So if there's one thing from your Iowa State career that you could go back and redo, what would it be?
Ooh.
Doesn't have to be anything major either.
Yeah.
I mean, just something you think about, like if once you wake up, you're like, damn it.
I'm like trying to track through my 5 years, like trying to think about.
Like, did you go to Chipotle instead of Pancheros or something like that? That like one night something should have. It could even be that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd probably go to more sporting events earlier on. I think my freshman year, like I did a good job of like going to a lot of sporting events, but like I didn't branch out and like go watch teams that like I hadn't seen before. And so like I didn't go to a swim meet until my senior year, I think. And like I knew a lot of girls on the team. And so it was just kind of like disappointing that I didn't go to like support them and like try to build more like relationships with other athletes. And because I think like my freshman year coming into it too, I was like instant 20 friends on the softball team. Like I don't need to meet other people. And then my sophomore year, I was just so overloaded with schoolwork. And then my junior year kind of like took a second. I was like, I could like meet other people and like hang out with other people and have friends on other teams. And like, it's so fun to just like have friends on other teams who like will come support you and like you go support them, and like so much more fun going to other teams' games when you know someone on it and you can like be like, oh my gosh, I know that person, like they're doing so great. So I think that's one thing I wish I would have done earlier, and kind of like broken out of my shell a little bit more, because I was definitely really shy when I got to college.
So what was your favorite one to go watch other than like the major ones like basketball and football and wrestling and all that?
I like to go to soccer games, but I think it might have just been because like we share a complex with them. So I was right there. I'd just walk over to it. But I also played soccer growing up. I played basketball too. So I like to go watch basketball. Volleyball, I think, was probably the most fun for me to watch because I never played it. So it was like always kind of fascinating to like watch and be like, oh, that's so cool. I had to learn the point system and stuff. I still don't think I know it.
I could probably figure it out. I don't know, honestly. I haven't watched volleyball in a while.
I took volleyball as a class 3 times at Iowa State.
Did a volleyball class? What?
Yeah, volleyball, walking for fitness. I took badminton one year. They had bowling. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I took walking for fitness.
I figured you did.
As you can tell, it worked out wonderfully.
I took 3 years of volleyball and 1 year of badminton, and easily badminton was a mistake. There was the people that take badminton play badminton. They're really good at it. It's like a pro league when you take badminton at Iowa State. It's not good.
My dad like always told me about like how he took random sport classes when he was in college, and like that was just never part of my curriculum. Like I still don't know how people like. Do you just take it to take it, or does it count towards your degree?
You kind of just take it to take it. It's a kinesiology course. So if you're a kinesiology major, like a lot of athletes are, then it kind of makes sense. It probably does fit. But you were software engineering?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you might not have had time for it.
Yeah, they weren't giving us credit for that.
You did get like it was like one credit, but it was just like a credit. Like it wasn't. It didn't count towards anything. It just is a credit that you have. But I liked it. It was a good way to. It was a good way to like relax and work out during the week and stuff like that. But obviously, you didn't have that issue.
Yeah, I took a history of jazz class in high school at the community college as my like high school art credit, and it also counted towards college. So that was like one of those probably like fun classes I could have taken that just kind of like
you whacked it out before you got there.
I tell you what though, Music 101 was no joke. Or was it 101 or was it like 110 maybe? I don't remember. But it's like the freshman music class. It is no joke. It is a hard class. Not like I've played in band. I was in band in high school. Like I'm generally, I mean, I have two guitars back there. I'm generally a fairly musically inclined person. Music 120 is maybe what it was. But it was that song that class was no joke. The tests were really hard. So you might not have missed out on much by not taking music at Iowa State.
I took a 200 level kinesiology course and we ended up playing dodgeball. I'm like, God, why didn't I do a kinesiology major? This is awesome.
Say the only kinesiology courses I've seen so far are just us playing games. I don't know. It feels like
I'm like a senior. I'm like, I'm going to change my major right now.
Start over. Just start over. Take 4 years of PE. That's all it is.
It's awesome. Well, before we shift gears into some trivia games here a little bit later, give us, and I think I know where you'll go with this, but your most favorite home run. I mean, 67 of them. I mean, you can just choose one.
I think it was this year against Oklahoma. I don't know if this is what you were thinking. It's not like a walk-off, which is like what you'd think. That's okay. I will say, actually, can I do two?
Yes.
Okay.
Fine.
2019 Kansas, the two walk-offs. Well, okay, that's actually one, but those are two.
So now, if we're up to really three, we might as well recount all 67 of them. Let's just start from number one and let's move it through.
And really, just all of them in 2018. That's just one. That's just one home run, but it's just all of them. There's 2017, which is also just one big home run, but it's a lot of them.
So the first one, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I honestly don't know when I hit my first home run my freshman year. But
let's just
they weren't.
Well, it started back in third grade when I knocked one over the right field fence.
But one of my favorites was 2019, hitting the two walk-offs against Kansas in the same weekend. That was actually my first walk-off home run ever. And then I hit the second one 2 days later, and like half my family was there. It was really fun. I have a huge extended family. I have like both my parents have 7 siblings each. So I have like lots and lots of family and lots of cousins, and most of them are in the Midwest. So I had a big crowd that weekend. And then
Christmas was an absolute madhouse.
Yeah, we don't all get together anymore, but we do like a big Secret Santa and send gifts around. But my other would probably be this year against Oklahoma at home. First home game since like 2019, and I hit a home run on the first pitch I saw. So that one was fun, and I think that was my first home run against Oklahoma. So I was like, finally, like 5 years later.
Yeah. So you don't remember your first home run?
No, I feel like it might have been in Tennessee, like not at the University of Tennessee, but in the state of Tennessee. Freshman year.
It very well could have been. You were playing Alabama A&M. You hit your first one on February 18th, 2017. And then that very same day you hit 2 more against Tennessee State.
Yeah, okay. I think that was at Tennessee State.
3 home runs in one day. Like
yes.
Light work.
Does that all count as one home run too, or just count everything as one? I had a question on top of my head and I can't remember what the hell for the life of me what it was. But it's kind of cool though, hitting a big home run like that off Oklahoma, especially seeing now what Oklahoma softball is. Just this absolute behemoth. I mean,
yeah, I think also this isn't a home run, but like another one of my moments, like looking back that I'm like, okay, that was pretty cool. One year I got it was like at Oklahoma, so I think it was 2018. But they intentionally walked me, and I was like, all right, respect. Like,
we're here.
I'm pretty good then, I guess.
I'm pretty good.
I've always wondered this, but I'm just a guy who plays MLB The Show on Xbox, right? So they intentionally walk me, and I'm pissed I don't get to hit a dinger. But like, is that something that goes through your head? Like, you're like, crap, like I didn't even get to do anything. Like, that's got to be boring.
Yeah, it's
boring for me on an Xbox. I can't imagine real life.
Yeah, it could be a little frustrating, especially when it's like they do it multiple times. But you just kind of have to focus your energy towards the next batter, and hope that they can get the job done, or trust that they can get the job done. So,
speaking of MLB, I totally just like forgot, but we talked about your brother earlier. But I will play. I don't think I have any sound of this, but we'll just watch. But Sammy's brother was called up to the Phillies, as she mentioned earlier, and his first home run was a walk-off. So we'll just play it right here. There's sound for me. I don't think there's sound for you.
Later. Ball got out of there.
That dude is really excited.
He's like, oh my God.
We're like down at the end there. Yeah, you can barely see us, but like we're in the corner.
Back it up. I want to see if we can see him.
They go and like show my dad and my mom yelling. But when they show those girls jumping,
you're down there,
right there. Okay, yeah, down. Yeah, we're like down on the right, and that's one of my good friends from back home and her boyfriend. They live in Philly now, and so I was like, "Can you guys go to the game night? We can get you tickets." And they're like, "Yeah, like we'll be there." And then like this happens, and then we end up all going on the field afterwards too. So we were all like, "Oh my gosh, it was so fun."
So did you know these three? Because they were really excited as well.
We didn't know them.
Unfortunate frame to stop on for the lady on the right there. Unfortunate frame. That's pretty cool though. Having your brother come out, was his second game that he did that?
Yeah, it was his first start.
That's pretty wild. I mean, it's got to be like
to
see your own brother hitting a walk-off home run in Major League Baseball.
So I'm curious about this. Like, but did they when they called him up? Did they like? Maybe you didn't ask him this. Maybe they never came up. But like when they called him up, they're like, are they like, hey, you're up here, or was it for an injury, or what was it? Like you're staying with us.
Yeah, I don't think they really tell them unless they're like a big name and they're like re-signing a contract.
Yeah,
I feel like anyone being called up isn't super secure, so it's just like
right.
They could get sent back at any time. But there was like an injury before he got called up. So we were a little nervous. I mean, I still get nervous like every time I go, like I follow the Phillies on Twitter. And so like they post this
roster moves
graphic. It's like, it's gray in the background. It says roster moves. And I get like so nervous every time they post one, but luckily he's still up. So
you have like the tweet notifications on. You're like,
phew. Yeah.
That would be terrible. That'd be so stressful if you're like worried about that, but getting tweet notifications every time the Phillies tweet.
No, I wouldn't do that to myself. But I think he like is just enjoying. He doesn't know how long he's going to be up.
Yeah.
We all obviously hope that he's up for the entire season, but I mean, he's just enjoying it, one day at a time. And I think that's all you can do. Like, I'd probably be a lot less stressed if I just did that, but.
So I know how old is he now?
He's 24, about to turn 25.
So he's 25. He's been called up to majors once already. And a lot of people like 5 years older than him haven't even made it. So I mean, he's doing something right to get to this point in time already.
Yeah, and he's a hard worker. I mean, it's fun. We're usually back in California at the same time in the winter, and that's like the only time we'll see each other. But we'll train and go take ground balls and stuff together, work out together. So it's a lot of fun. And I mean, it's fun to have someone there when you're like away from a team environment to like help push you and like help you get better.
Well, I hope he stays. And then maybe we can watch another walk-off home run again.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Do you guys got anything else for Sammy before we move on to our...
Yep, I got one more.
Oh, Aiden's got one more.
All right, Sammy, here's your chance. If you had a PSA for Cyclone Nation about Cyclone softball, what is it?
Ooh.
Do we need to get on the hype train, or do we need to get on the hype train?
Yes. Yeah, of course. No, I mean, I think like I personally, like I might be a little biased, but I think softball is more fun to watch than baseball. And so a lot of people are always like, why doesn't Iowa State have a baseball team? And I'm like, well, we have a softball team right here. Yeah. And, you know, you can support us if you want to.
I think there is something to that, what you said, though, about it being more entertaining to watch than baseball, because softball is a lot faster paced.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is actually a very, very entertaining watch. Whereas like everybody's complaining about the pace of baseball and why they're trying to fix baseball because baseball's boring and all this. Softball is legitimately entertaining to watch it. Like you don't get bored watching softball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. And, you know, I'd say we need fans the most, early March when we play in the cold. So, you know, if anyone wants to brave the cold and come out and support us, always welcome.
Well, we should do a wide right natty light tailgate softball game.
We were talking about doing
in the middle of the cold.
If COVID wasn't a thing, we were talking about going and tailgating with the first home softball game of the year or something like that. Yeah, out there and just make a whole scene out of it.
Yeah, I had a lot of family come to senior weekend, and so they were out there tailgating in the parking lot. I don't know like how allowed it is, but they didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, we ain't scared of the law.
We're from Iowa and we like beer.
I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna tell the softball fans to go home? Like, I mean, what are they gonna tell us? There's no rules. All right.
All right, we're in.
We are. Aiden, you got any more questions?
Nope. That's all I got.
All right. So we should move on to our next regular segment. So I know one thing we did tease earlier today is we were going to announce our new Bad Kick Signature Series athletes. We have 3 of them to announce today as part of they're our first NIL athletes. Actually, that's a good question for you, Sammy. What do you think of the name, image, and likeness stuff?
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, I would have loved to take advantage of it while I was there, but I'm excited for
there'll be a Slam and Sammy t-shirt out there somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if people want it, like we can still make it happen.
We can do that.
We can make it happen.
We absolutely can.
Say less. Say less.
Say less. If you talk to Aiden after this, we can get you a shirt. Within the hour.
Yeah, it was okay. Actually, funny story. One of the girls on my team here, like out in Florida, college team, she's from Iowa, but she goes to school in Tennessee, and she was telling her mom that I'm their coach, and she was like, "Slam and Sammy?" And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, only people in the state of Iowa know who I am."
But you're a damn rock star in Central Iowa, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So anyways, I know we were teasing that earlier about announcing our 3 Bad Kick, but we'll do it. We'll do that. We'll announce our 3 Bad Kick athletes, our Bad Kick apparel signature series athletes. We'll do that after our usual segments. But since we've been taking this, we now have to go back into our regular segments, which we have not been able to do for a few weeks because we've been off. But first up is Aiden versus the 90s. I realized that my voice I used to lead into that didn't really make sense with the graphic, but that's okay. All right. First up, the way this works. You guys get about Aiden and Sammy get the first crack at this. You guys get about we'll call it 15 seconds to answer. If you don't get it, then Matthias gets a crack at it. So,
I'm the Craig Kimbrell of 90s trivia. I close it out.
Does that mean we're going to trade you away?
I say, is that what happens? You grow a beard. And
I've been on the trading block for a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're kind of half washed there for a little while, and now you're not. I don't know. All right. First up, this is kind of an easy one. This is an easy one. Should be.
You always say that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That makes me nervous.
Yeah.
All right. The TV show Full House.
Oh boy.
Which debuted in 1987 and finished in the 90s as well. Took place in what city?
San Francisco.
Yep, got that one. That's an easy one. I don't know which one's my dinger. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. Nope, that's still not it. Nope. There it is. All right.
Wow, you really you gave him gave them an easy one.
I know. I said it was going to be easy. Okay, this one is less easy. Forrest Gump came out in 1994.
Heck yeah.
And Forrest famously runs for 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours. How many times did he cross the United States? Nope. There we go.
I got nothing. Sammy, you got anything?
No.
You got nothing at all?
I'll guess. I could guess.
Guess.
3.
Nope.
4.
Nope. Matthias?
Cross.
How many times did he cross the United States?
From coast to coast cross, right?
Well, you can count, starting in Alabama, you can count him going west as 1.
Okay, so 5.
Nailed it.
I was counting the scenes in the movie.
Yeah, where you going?
All right, so he went to the west, and then he went back to that lighthouse.
Yep, and then he went
and then he
back out.
He ran back out, and then so then he had to go back again because then he came back again and ended in Nevada.
Right, and then went home. Yeah.
Yep.
So 5. Good work. All right. Aiden over 2. Good thing you have one more chance to maintain your Hall of Fame batting average of 330.
Oh, he got the first one.
I already got the first one.
Oh, you did? Okay, never mind. All right. So, Sammy, you are batting a whole 0. Not good.
She didn't get to answer the first one.
Embarrassing.
I nodded. So
yeah, she
that
got
was me
it.
agreeing.
Well, I'll think of another one here on the fly while you guys are guessing this one. Okay. This year, for the first time since 2008, the softball is in the Olympics. What was the first year that softball appeared in the Olympics, and who was the gold medalist?
I mean, if it's a 90s trivia, it's got to be 92 or 96, right?
I feel like I've seen something like 86 though, but I might just be making up numbers.
It would be like the least obvious answer too.
I'm going to go with 1992, and the winner was USA. Both wrong?
Both are wrong.
Oh, sorry, not both. One was wrong.
So there's 92, 96 Olympics. So 96. If
Well, I
it's
said
90s
one of
trivia,
them was wrong. I didn't say which one was wrong. I said one of them was wrong.
Oh, so wait,
Sammy,
am I answering now?
No, Sammy's got to guess.
Oh shit!
Ooh. All right. I'll stick with the 92, but I'll say Japan.
Nope.
Dang it.
Matthias.
So 96.
Yep.
United States.
Yep. It wasn't as hard as you guys were making it sound.
I was gonna
really
say
the
like
first
Japan.
one?
I was gonna say like Australia, but I was just like, I'll just.
And that particular team featured 2 of what most people would consider to be 2 of the 3 best softball players, U.S. softball players ever, in Dot Richardson and Lisa Fernandez. So there you go. I was thinking that Jenny Finch would have been on that team, but she was the next year. I think she was in the Athens Olympics. She's in 2004, I believe.
Was she on 2000? Then she was probably on the last one then too, huh? The 2008.
So 2008, U.S. was the silver medalist, and Jenny Finch was on that team.
Who won gold that year?
Abbott, who was also a very good pitcher.
Who won gold that year?
And Kat Osterman. They had all 3 of those on the same team. Good Lord. What were you saying?
Who won gold in 08?
Japan did.
Oh,
actually, Japan is the only team to have ever the only team besides the United States to have ever won the gold medal. United States won gold in 96, 2000, 2004. Japan won in 2008. And it was not part of the Olympics in 2012 and 2016, and now it is this year.
booyah.
So there you go.
That we had to stay up to 4 a.m. to watch because our time zone differences are so out of whack.
Do you know anybody on the Olympic team?
Oh, it is?
Yeah, first game is tonight. It's actually in an hour.
Oh.
Well, there we go.
There you go. Actually, I did read that. That was a fun fact. Here's another trivia question. So softball is the first event of the entire Olympics. This softball game tonight is the first event of the entire Olympics. What is the sport that typically leads off the Olympics? This doesn't really count for the 90s trivia, so all three of you can guess it.
Wrestling.
Nope.
Basketball.
You only get to guess once.
Basketball.
Rowing.
No, none of those. Similar caliber, like popularity of sport, but not either of those.
Huh.
Actually, probably more popular than those two.
I have no idea.
I'm really
underwater basket weaving.
I got to be honest here, Sammy. I apologize for the pun, but I am really leaving this on a tee for you here. It's more popular than basketball at the Olympics.
I don't watch a ton of the Olympics.
No, I'm talking sports in general.
Sport in general.
The sport is more popular than most sports, maybe all of them.
Soccer.
There you go.
I got one.
There you go. All right, so that was
Aiden
versus the 90s. So Aiden, you got 1 out of 3. Sammy got 3 points. She also got 1 out of 3. Matthias, you got 2. Yeah, you did. Damn, that's good. All right, that was Aiden versus the 90s.
Gump. I don't know how many times I've watched Forrest Gump that I can literally count the scenes.
I can't even count how many times I've seen that movie. It is probably it's top 3 for me. Top 3 favorite movies.
Like people drive to the middle of Nevada. God dang it, Nevada.
Drive to the middle.
I got Nevada on my brain, but they drive to the middle of Nevada to like look at that road. Like, Forrest Gump stopped running right there.
Yeah,
like, you literally drove all the way out here for that.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Whatever.
I love that movie. All right. Now we reverse it, and our child producer Aiden Wyatt, who is with the times, as the kids say, is going to ask a bunch of newfangled trivia for all the old heads.
Sammy should be able to get this. Too.
We should have gotten Sammy an old person picture for this.
She's a youngin' too. She's a youth, as they would say.
They are both youths. So she's
you sound just a little bit older.
You can try.
Yeah.
All right, ready for the
I'm a
first
big fan of Werther's Originals. Caramels. Oof.
Okay. Anyway. First question: what is the strongest bond in the world according to Vin Diesel?
Family.
There you go.
I saw
that's literally all over TikTok right now.
That's on TikTok. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Got to finish the lyric.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Ready? All the things I did just so I could call you mine. All the things you did, blank.
What? Who sings this?
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo.
I don't even know who that is.
Yes, you
do.
do.
Good for you, driver's license, that girl. Okay. Say the lyric again.
All the things I did just so I could call you mine. All the things you did, blank.
Just so you'd stay
I only
fine.
know 2 Olivia Rodrigo songs, so I feel like I'm both hamstrung and potentially also just
I have no idea.
50 shot at this. Do you know, Sammy?
I feel like it has to do with Smile. Like, I feel like Smile might be in there.
I'm going to say driver's license.
You think the next words in the song are driver's license?
Wait. Finish the lyric. Okay, finish the lyric.
No, final answer. You already went with it. He's out.
I thought I had it in my mind that we were guessing the song. Okay, so what's the lyric again?
All the things I did just so I could call you mine. All the things you did, blank.
Smiles not a bad guess there.
Just so you could run.
It's gonna rhyme with mine. in some tangential way, at least. All the things he did just to make you mine. Something, 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 and I'm not fine. I don't know. I got nothing. I'm out.
Anything? Anyone else?
Going once, going twice. All right, what is it?
It is. Oh, hold on. So, all the things I did just so I could call you mine. All the things you did. Well, I hope I was your favorite crime.
Oh,
Hold on.
that song took a turn.
Just so I could call you mine.
I don't even know what that is.
The things you did. Well, I hope I was your favorite crime.
Whatever. Next question.
You guys just
Sounds like
haters.
that sounds like Billie Eilish like did a bunch of shrooms and decided to record a song. Like
Isn't that all of her songs?
that's all of her songs.
All right, ready for the Urban Dictionary word of the day?
Oh
Yep.
God, yes.
All right, so I'll say a definition. You got to say what the word is, or the
Oh,
phrase, I guess.
These are so much harder than the other way around.
Okay. Females that own Crocs, Vans, millions of scrunchies, a hydro flask, and metal straws. They usually wear oversized t-shirts and get Starbucks. Instead of laughing like a stable human being, they say "sk-sk-sk-sk," and when they want to be dramatic, or for literally any reason, they say "and I oop."
What?
Yeah, what gee whiz. I don't even know.
I'd have no idea. Sammy, this might be more your way.
I can't remember what they're called, but they wear scrunchies on their wrists
Yeah,
too.
yeah, you're on the right track.
And
Woo girls.
No, that's from How I Met Your Mother.
I know. That's all I got.
Oh, wait. No, I thought I did. No, for some reason the term "scene kid" came to my head, but that's not what a scene kid is. Scene
I
kid
feel
might
like
be older than you
this
guys.
one's gonna bother me.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I don't even know what question to ask to see if I could pry more information out of you.
Well, since I guessed already, let's just go with this.
I don't have it. Ugh. I got nothing. I give up.
Got anything, Sammy?
So there's an actual like term for these people.
Yeah,
Like, is it well known?
yeah. I think it is anyway. It was really popular probably about 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I mean, it's still like fairly popular, but
Since I already guessed, but is it like an acronym?
no.
Okay.
Ooh,
Never mind.
I got nothing.
I'm not on the right track here.
I got nothing.
All right, what is it?
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
It's Visco Girl.
Visco.
Visco.
Oh, that's why I asked if it was an acronym because it's VSTO. Oh. So it's
What
an
does that
actual-
stand for?
I don't know.
Yeah,
if it
this has to
stands
stand for
anything.
something
Visco.
because it's
I mean, it's an
capital.
app.
Visco
Do
is
you know
an
what
app.
it is? Yeah,
What is the app?
it's
It's like a
kind of like
for
Instagram.
like editing photos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, the
But, like,
Visco
less,
Girl
like,
starter
social.
pack is everything facial
yeah,
spray,
kind of a more like a low key Instagram.
Huh.
AirPods.
Yeah. I'm halfway there. Hydro flask.
These are not one of those people that carries a gallon of water around with them everywhere they go.
Shell necklace.
It's too much.
I always feel like really safe when I have this with me when it's like full because I'm like I could really swing it around like if
You
someone
can beat the
tried
hell
to
out
get
of
it.
somebody with
I
that
get it.
thing.
These things could do some damage. I hit it on my car the other day, and I
Yeah.
thought that I did more damage to my car than I did the hydro flask.
Aiden getting street fights with his water bottle.
Here's a TikTok part 9 of
The
being a
mean
Visco
streets of
girl.
Rhinebeck, Iowa.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I
We got
learned
any?
something new today.
Yeah, that's a new. I've never heard that term in my entire life. Do we got anything else for Sammy before we let her go?
Don't think so.
No,
All right. What was that?
I was like, gonna think of like something
pulling the
the same.
ejector seat.
My
All right,
arm
well,
moved and nothing came out of my mouth, so it's just whatever.
All right, well, Sammy, thank you for coming on. I had a lot of fun. I did really enjoyed having you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Well, good luck with your. And I actually did look this up. It is on. There's like a few games that are on YouTube for the Athletes Unlimited. There's a few games on YouTube, but a lot of them are on FS1 and FS2.
Oh,
So they are actually on advanced cable packages or whatever you want to call it, or definitely on YouTube TV or whatever you've got. So everybody, you can tune in, check out. You don't know which team you're on to start with, do you? Because I saw there's like Team Gold.
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit. Could you repeat that?
Oh, sorry. Do you know what team you're on, or has it been decided yet?
No, I don't know how the first round of teams works. How those are decided. I think there's like a first draft, but I'm not sure how it's decided. Like which 4 people get to start off as like the team captains.
So there was like a Team Gold and the Team Purple and Team Green or whatever it was. I didn't know if that had been decided yet or not. But anyways, you can tune in. It looks like the very first game is on YouTube. Otherwise, they're on FS1 and FS2. You can watch Sammy crank some more homers, and represent the Iowa State crowd well. We'll be cheering you on for sure. And we'll if you want to do a Slam and Sammy shirt, we'll get you hooked up in one of those so we can get that thing rolling. So thank you again, Sammy, for coming on. I really enjoyed having you on.
Yep, thank you.
Wonder if we're cutting out still.
Oh, there. Yeah, now you're back.
Here we go. Okay, there we go. It's like you're on the International Space Station. We have like a 3-minute lag between conversations. Sammy's actually out in space. She went to space with Bezos today. So thank you for coming on, Sammy. We'll definitely catch up with you again sometime soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. So that was Sammy. Excellent. Great to have her on again. But it is now time to reveal the first ever Bad Kick Apparel Signature Series athletes. If anybody saw, we kind of announced a kind of a test run with Jake Brend. He's our, obviously wide right rider, Jake Brend. And they've been selling pretty well, so it's been helping Jake out for sure.
How many you at sold? Or is he at sold?
I'd have to look at it, but I think he sold like 20 or 25 shirts already. So for the eighth best player on the 6th best D3 tennis team in Iowa, not bad. Not bad at all. So anyways, we are going to reveal the first athlete. I kind of teased it yesterday on the Bad Kick Apparel Twitter account, which is at Bad Kick Shirts. For anybody that wants to follow us, we're going to be having a lot more posts than normal for that as we get coming up on that stuff. But the first athlete we would like to share with everybody is Rory Walling. That's Connor Guess. Well, we're going to announce Connor Guess first. So Connor Guess, he is a long snapper at Iowa State, and he's got this excellent shirt that, let me zoom in on this baby. His bottoms up on it. Excellent t-shirt. Credit Aiden Y for that design. Good stuff there from Aiden. Did a great job there.
Team effort.
Great job there. So Connor, we've got that shirt will come in like gray, red, gold, and black, and all. I think, or what I said, trying to remember what that one colored.
Yeah,
like most of them. Yep. Yeah. And all right, so next one, so we've got Connor Guess, so he's got it, and then the next one up, I thought I had it pulled up. Let's see here. Oh, that's all a bunch of nonsense. All right, next one up.
This stuff doesn't matter.
Is Rory Walling, which I teased him last night on Twitter. So Rory's got a couple shirts. He's got his main signature series one. Let me zoom in here and you guys can see it. It says, if you commit to the process, eventually just maybe the process will love you back, which is obviously Matt Campbell's quote. But we got Rory Walling on there. He's got his signature on there. That one comes in like, I think most of these are coming all kind of in the standard colors, the cardinal, gold, black, gray, and maybe white. I think some of them come in white as well. And then he had another one that this was actually specifically at the request of Rory, is that he's doing another one here that says, Special Forces, we have your 6. Special Forces, Special Teams, we have your 6. And the and the profits from this shirt are going to go to a veterans charity. I don't know if we've actually have we landed on an actual veterans charity yet, Aiden? Or
yes, Puppy Jake, I believe is the name of it. Yep, Puppy Jake Foundation.
Puppy Jake Foundation. So all the proceeds from Rory's Special Forces Special Teams shirt is going to go to the Puppy Jake Foundation. So very, very cool. Really appreciate Rory doing that for the veterans, and we're really excited to work with him on more stuff going forward. And then our last bad kick athlete,
certainly not least,
is Connor Sally, which this one feels probably kind of obvious to some people that we would be partnering with Connor Sally, but we did it. And Connor has decided to kind of sort of create his own brand, this kick-ass brand. So we've got a normal shirt there for you. He's got kick-ass, got Connor, he's got his signature on there, number 96, all that. Great shirt. Got a kick-ass hat, and we've got kick-ass hoodies for Connor Sally. So very cool stuff that these guys all put together. Really excited to partner with these three athletes going forward. And we are working on some other stuff with a few other athletes, not ready to announce those yet because we don't have a design or not everything's official yet. But we're working with a couple of other athletes to get some of their stuff out. But we've got Connor Guess, Rory Walling, and Connor Sally are all the first, three Iowa State bad kick apparel athletes, and their stuff will all be going up for sale tomorrow. You'll see, I'll tweet that out from the bad kick apparel account, and we'll retweet, we'll publicize it with the Wide Right account so everybody can know where to get it. Otherwise, you can always, let me see, I can pull this up. Let me see. Let's just go to Bad Kick Apparel. You just go to badkickapparel.com. They're actually not up there yet, but if you click up here, you can go to athletes right here. And currently, just Jake Brent is in there right now. But those guys will be in that section there tomorrow. We'll have links for everybody posted so that they can go check out and get the NIL apparel for these guys. And we're really excited. The signature series is something that we hadn't originally intended on making this kind of our flagship. But as we got putting more and more of these together, this just seemed like it made a lot of sense that this is kind of the direction we wanted to go with our main athletes. Obviously with Rory, we worked on the other ones with his special forces, and anytime they got something like that, we love to help work with them and get that kind of thing out there. But the signature series, Aiden has done a really good job kind of coming up with the general premise for all this. And they've all come out really, really well. I really like these designs, these signature series ones, and we'll definitely have more of them coming up in the very near future. Well, I shouldn't say very near, but in the future we'll have more coming up. And as we kind of get more athletes on board, and we kind of get used to how this whole NIL thing is working, you'll see more of this type of stuff pop up. But this is our first maiden voyage into the NIL world, and we're happy to work with Connor and Rory on this stuff. So very exciting times. We'll have all those links up there for you guys tomorrow, and especially for Rory's, we'll have one up there for his special teams, special forces shirt. You guys can help out the Puppy Jake Foundation. So that's about all I got for this week. You guys got anything else?
Mm-mm.
I think I'm good as well. So everybody, thank you once again for listening to this episode, for watching this episode of the Nightcap. Thank you once again to Sami Williams coming on. She was an awesome guest. So for Matthias Schwarzkopf, child producer Aiden Wyatt, and myself, everybody have a great rest of your week. We'll see you guys next week. Go Cyclones.